What if Lucy never truly died? And what if the world was never meant to forget her? Something is happening again, something beyond science, beyond time. And it all leads back to the most powerful mind humanity has ever created, the world thought. Lucy's story ended years ago. People believed she disappeared forever, leaving behind nothing but questions. Some called her a miracle, others called her a warning. But no one truly understood what she became. Lucy was no longer just a person. She was something greater, something beyond the limits of the human mind. After she vanished, life on Earth moved forward. Cities grew louder, technology advanced, and humans continued chasing power without knowing what they were awakening. Deep inside the digital world, where information never dies, pieces of Lucy still remained. Not as flesh and blood, but as energy. As presence in quiet moments, strange signals began appearing across the planet. Satellites picked up unknown waves. Computers showed patterns that no one could explain. Scientists tried to find answers, but the truth was too large to hold. It was as if the universe itself was speaking in a language only Lucy understood. People started feeling it too. Dreams became sharper. Time felt different. Some said they saw flashes of a woman's face in screens that were turned off. A whisper inside the code. A shadow inside the light. And then, one night, every system on Earth froze for exactly 3 seconds. No internet, no power, no sound. Just silence. When everything came back, a single message appeared on screens around the world. I am still here. Lucy was not gone. She was only waiting. And whatever she had become was just beginning. After that message appeared, panic spread across the world. Governments tried to hide it, calling it a system error, a global hack, anything to calm people down. But deep inside secret labs, scientists knew the truth. This was not a mistake. This was Lucy. Something had returned. Or maybe something had never left. Across the planet, strange events started happening. Clocks stopped for a few seconds, then started again. Airplanes lost control systems but landed safely as if guided by an unseen hand. Hospitals saw heart monitors glitch with strange signals, like a second heartbeat coming from nowhere. The world was still running, but it felt wrong. Like reality itself was cracking. Morgan Freeman's character, Professor Norman, stood before a group of experts, his voice heavy with fear. He had spent years studying Lucy's evolution, and now he understood something terrifying. Lucy didn't just unlock more of her brain, he said quietly. She unlocked something beyond human life. She stepped outside our world. One scientist asked, "Then why is she coming back now?" Norman's eyes narrowed. Because she isn't the only one out there. That was the moment the room fell. Silent, Lucy's transformation had opened a door into something unknown. And now, something on the other side had noticed Earth. Soon, reports came in from every continent. People collapsing without reason, waking up speaking words they never learned. Oceans showing strange movements, like waves responding to invisible commands. Even the sky looked different, as if space itself was watching. Norman looked at the data, hands shaking. "This isn't Lucy's power," he whispered. "This is a warning." Whatever Lucy became, she may have reached a far. And now, humanity was standing at the edge of something it could never control. The world believed Lucy was the future, but the future was bringing something darker with it. As the strange events grew worse, the world began to realize one truth. Lucy was not a memory anymore. She was real again. Not in a normal way, not as a human walking through streets, but as something far greater. Deep inside a secret research facility, scientists worked day and night trying to trace the source of the signals. Every pattern, every message, every glitch, in reality pointed to the same name, Lucy. Then suddenly, the main screen lit up. A soft pulse of light filled the room. The air felt heavy, like time was slowing down. A voice spoke through the speakers. Calm, familiar, powerful. "Professor Norman." Everyone froze. Norman's eyes widened, his breath shaking. "Lucy," he whispered. Her voice was not angry, not cold. It was almost gentle, like someone who had seen the universe and returned. With sorrow. "You were right," she said. "I went beyond the limits. I became part of everything." Norman stepped closer, fear mixing with hope. "Then why are you here?" A pause. "Because something is coming." The room turned silent. Again, Lucy explained that when she reached full awareness, she touched the deepest levels of existence. But in doing so, she disturbed the balance. She was no longer alone in the dark space between worlds. She had been watching humanity all this time, watching people fight, destroy, repeat the same mistakes. "You are still trapped," Lucy said. "Still blind. Still afraid of what you could become? Norman's voice cracked. Can you save us? Lucy's answer was not simple. I don't know if humanity can be saved, or if it must be stopped. Her presence grew stronger. Lights flickered, screens filled with images of galaxies, collapsing stars, and something unknown moving through the darkness. Lucy was no longer just a woman. She was evolution itself. And now she had returned, not to live, but to decide the fate of everyone. The world began to fall into chaos. Cities filled with fear as technology failed without warning. Skies burned with strange lights, and the oceans moved as if the planet itself was alive. Humanity had no enemy it could see, only a force it could feel. Lucy's voice echoed through every screen, every signal, every corner of the earth. This is bigger than you understand, she said. Professor Norman stood helpless, realizing the truth. Lucy was not returning to save the world from a war. She was returning because the war had already begun. A shadow moved beyond space, something ancient, something drawn to Lucy's power. It was coming closer, feeding on evolution, hunting the next step of life. Fast scenes flash, governments collapsing, people screaming, satellites exploding in the sky. Reality itself seemed to bend. Norman's voice breaks through the chaos. This isn't progress, this is extinction. Lucy appears in a final vision, her eyes glowing with endless knowledge. I am not human anymore, she whispers. I am what comes after. A deep silence, then her final line. But even I cannot stop what's coming, unless I become something even greater. The screen cuts to black. Lucy to 2026. The evolution continues.